fucking magnificent.
Holy shit.
And we're live! We're live, everybody!
Live on Gizzard's channel.
What's going on, Fresh?
I don't know. Just hanging out.
Yeah.
Hanging out with my cat. She's
Here we are. It's Friday.
sitting on my foot.
You made it through the week.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, no
It looked
doubt.
like a long one.
Yeah. I went to the state fair yesterday.
I saw that. I'd vape that.
It was a gorgeous day.
It looked like you were having some fun. Did you go on any rides?
No rides.
No. Should at least went on the, what's it? The Gravitron. Where it spins you. And you, like,
Yeah.
turn yourself upside down.
I would have been all about going on some rides, but SPORKLyFE,
Always
she
being lame.
she didn't feel like vomiting, so
Oh. How else are you going to get that fried pickle out of your system?
yeah. So, food-wise, yesterday I went back to the giant bacon on a stick booth 3 times.
Ooh.
They had this huge piece of bacon that was served on a stick, and I think it had like a maple glaze on it. I was detecting a little maple, but that was my favorite thing that we had to eat. And then what else did we eat that was good? We had Irish tater tots.
Ooh.
Which they were tater tots that were deep fried, but in the middle they had corned beef and cabbage in the middle of the tater tots.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, and then they were served on top of sauerkraut, a bed of sauerkraut.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Is sauerkraut Irish in any way, shape, or form?
No, I think that's German, but
It's fairly German.
They were the tater tots were definitely Irish. Served on.
I mean, nothing says Irish like tater tot to me.
Mm-hmm. Especially with corned beef inside.
Yeah. Well, the corned beef. Although I used to watch this Irish channel called Facts. They'd be like Irish people trying American things for the first time. And like they would have corned beef and they're like, "This is disgusting. Why does everybody think we eat it?"
Oh, okay.
And then I'm just sitting there cursing at the screen. I'm like, "Corned beef is delicious."
Yeah,
Irish.
I didn't think it was disgusting at all. It was really good.
Yeah, I love corned beef. It's one of my favorite times of year when it's just everywhere.
I did manage to, for the most part, stay away from all the sweet stuff. All
That would
the
violate your diet.
sweets. Yeah. I did have a couple bites of a brownie, but it wasn't all that great.
It was not what you thought you'd been missing in your life.
Correct. It was like, not that good.
Mm.
I was trying to think. I don't know. We did a lot of fun stuff. There was some. We went and saw most of the exhibits. They have like an art building where they have all the Minnesota artists have paintings and photographs and sculptures and stuff in this one building that's art related. That's fun to walk through. We went to the horse barn where they were. I don't know what you call it. Chase, I think you call it, when they're actually jumping over. Jumping
Like
over.
chase?
Well, yeah, except I mean, there's one horse at a time, and they're jumping over like
My
the
cousin
gates, whatever they're.
She did that before she got super hurt by a horse.
Yeah, they have gates, that they can set at various heights.
Yeah.
And they kind of go around and they go over the easy one first, and then as they progress, they go over a pretty high one at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So we watched that for a while, and then we went through. We went to the Miracle of Birth, and we saw a baby piglet being born.
Ooh.
We were there, and then it was the lady had her hand all the way up in there trying to yank it out of there. Like
The miracle.
up to her elbow in the sow.
Did you say that's awesome?
Yeah. And so then everybody's like watching it. They're filming it, and they had it up on big screen cameras too, so everybody could see.
So she's like this, like up to the elbow.
Yeah,
of the cow.
clear up to the elbow.
You're like, that's awesome. She turns, gives you a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Then goes
So
back to
then finally, we were only there maybe, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, and the baby came out, the baby piglet,
Yeah.
and the whole crowd's like, yeah! It was like,
because it's like, that was really just disgusting.
it was pretty disgusting, but it was kind of cool. And then I went and got more bacon. So that was kind of weird. It's like, oh yeah, the miracle of baby pig, and then you go get more bacon.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where's that maple bacon again, baby?
Mm-hmm.
Pork wife's like, do you need any more of that? Like, it's keto friendly.
And then I was asking people for piggyback rides, and I got thrown in the back of the sheriff's paddy wagon.
I saw that.
Yeah.
You look pretty psyched to be in there, though. The trooper was less enthusiastic, but you looked pretty psyched.
Yeah, she was not impressed with me.
And Spork Wife said, like, can I borrow this and that be my regular car? I'll just put him in the cage.
She was going, oh, he's in jail all the time. He's used to it.
And so, suddenly you're like, okay, it's time to get out. And she's like, yeah, we're just gonna check some warrants real quick.
Yeah. So we had a lot of fun at the fair yesterday. I guess the only negative thing is when we got there, we went to like a parking ride where they had supposed to have shuttle buses running every 10 or 15 minutes. So we get there and we park our car, and we're probably 120 people back in the line or whatever, and we wait like 40 minutes, and one bus finally shows up, and that bus takes like 30 people. And then we're like, what the hell? And so then we waited. We ended up waiting like 2 hours just to get on a bus to go to the fair, And I'm like, yeah, we could have walked over there by now. And so yeah, I wasn't too happy about that. I guess that the traffic was really bad, and that they didn't have enough bus drivers. They had plenty of buses, but the parking lot that we ended up parking at only had 2 buses running, and it was taking them forever to get back and forth, like 2.5 miles. It was taking them anywhere from a half hour to 45 minutes to make one trip. You
That
know?
sucks. It's supposed to run like
Yeah,
every time.
and then once we left too, I looked at the line behind us, and it's like, you know, we got there at 9:30. We didn't get on the bus until 11:30, so I was quite grumpy with that by that point. And then when we got on the bus, I looked behind me and I'm like, those people, they're not getting into the fair till 2, you know, because the line was, there's probably 1,000 people in the line, you know, and they're only taking 30 people at a time or whatever, and 20 to 40 minutes between each bus. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I hope it's not like that on the way back.
Was it like that on the way back, though?
Yeah, we left the fair we stayed a long time. We left at about 6:30. We went to where the designated thing was to go back to this church parking lot. And there was probably 200 people in line with really discouraged faces. So we walked. We walked for an hour.
Don't blame you.
Yep. I said, nope.
And still save time.
Yeah, I go, I'm not doing this again. So it was about probably a little under 4 miles, maybe total 3 or 4 miles.
It's a nice little walk.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. But I mean, we'd been walking all day at the fair, so that was like the last thing we really wanted to do. But I just refused to wait there for 2 hours to get back to the parking lot. And we had such a fun time at the fair. I didn't want waiting on that bus to ruin my day.
Fair enough.
So anybody that's heading out to the fair, don't plan on using the parking rides. At least, you know, yesterday was the very first day of the fair, so maybe they'll get their act together, but they certainly didn't have it together yesterday.
I mean, there was people dying to be at the fair, so there's probably a big surge right at the start. I know when the Washington State Fair is going on here, like it'll back traffic up to where I live.
Yeah, normally we don't go on the first day. I don't think we've ever gone on the first day. But yesterday was gorgeous. It was like 75 degrees, sunny, and it was projected to be like rainy here. It's rainy here today. And it's supposed to be rainy all weekend, so probably a lot of people were looking at the weather going, let's go today. I think they had record-setting attendance yesterday as well, which didn't help with getting to the fair.
Yeah, and getting away from the fair.
I don't know. Everybody seemed to be in a pretty good mood at the fair. It was pleasant. I've been to the fair in the past where it was 90, 95 degrees and miserable, you know. And yesterday was, I don't know if you could have asked for a better day or not. It was pretty great. Pretty awesome. So let me say hello to a few people here. Let's see who has rolled in here.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, we got a lot of people in here. We got Vaping Swag is here.
Swagalicious.
Vape Ross Vape. Vape Ross Vape is here.
Vape Ross Vape.
Rufinis is here. Berry Hot. Shout out to Berry Hot. Bones the Skater.
Bones. What's up, Bones?
Yep. Ashley Brown. Daytime Frank.
DTF.
Oh, yeah. Nikki B. Nikki B is here. Al Ben. Mr. Burgundy, I'll let you to give him a shout out.
A whale's vagina to you, Mr. Burgundy.
There you go. Eric Sutherland's here. Focus Evo. Robert Kite. Let's see. Did I say Kim Dixon? Well, now I did.
Hi, Kim.
Ashley Brown. Socrates the cab driver was the first one here.
Socrates.
Oh, yeah. Raven Shadow. Raven Shadow is here. Yasmin Cinder. Chevy Man. What up, Chevy Man?
Ooh,
So, yeah.
Chevy Man. Ooh, yeah.
Lots of peeps. If I miss anybody, oh well, I'm sorry. Clutch. We'll mention Clutch and Logan Vapes.
Logan Vapes.
Vapes. Saturation Station, too. I'm sure I missed somebody. If I did, I apologize. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Glad you made it through your week. To Friday, anyway. you're most of the way through the week. Hopefully you're done. Hopefully you don't have to work on Saturday and Sunday. If you do, you do, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So we have a special guest tonight. We have Shane again from Vaping Swag. Hello, Shane.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
How?
Hello, Fresh.
How
Hello.
are you?
Hello, audience.
All right. So I guess we could get that stuff out of the way. We do have another special deal with the Gizzard Brew this week, and that is if you...
Because it's back in stock.
That's right. It's back in stock for one thing, which is good. And then let me see if I can find this thing here. There it is. If you go over to Vaping Swag and you purchase one of these t-shirts that says "Vaping Saves Lives, No Butts About It," it's got a nice no smoking sign on the front of it. Good conversation starter. It says "Get off your butts and vape" on the back. If you purchase one of those for the rest of the weekend, you will receive a free 60 ml of Gizzard Brew along with your order.
Yeah.
And I was also going to point out, we've decided that, not everybody loves custard. So a lot of people are like, I only vape fruits or whatever. So we're also going to do that where you can swap out any 60 ml. Right, Swag?
Yes. Just
Okay.
make sure that you make a note of it.
Yeah.
when-
Tell us
when you
what
make
kind
the
you
order.
want if you're going to swap it out.
Everything
No.
that's on the Vaping Swag Originals page.
Yeah, no need to put it in your cart. Just put it in the comments as to which 60 ml you would like with your order.
Vape says he ordered this morning.
Awesome.
However, if you think that you're not a custard fan, this isn't like one of those really rich, eggy custards. I know when I first started this endeavor with him, I was really not a custard fan because of the big, rich, eggy notes and everything that I had tried. And we wanted to go really vanilla forward with it, something that was a little more away from the norm per se. So if you're afraid of like big, rich, eggy notes, it's not in that. So
Yeah, it's true. It's a lot of cream, a lot of vanilla, a lot of cream, a lot of vanilla.
So what decision in your life led you to put malted milk in this Gizzard stew?
I don't know that I can confirm or deny that.
Okay. Now, why is there FA churro in this?
There is none.
Oh,
I can definitely, absolutely confirm that there is no churro in there.
okay. So Gizzard stew, vanilla custard. When you think vanilla custard, why did you put sweet guava in it?
There's no sweet guava in it.
No sweet guava. What other flavor can I?
There's
randomly-
no cucumber in it.
What
There's
other
no
flavor can
there's
I
no
get?
pickle. There's no pickle flavoring.
So when I think custard gizzard stew, I don't normally think Flavor Express taro, but it worked in this recipe. What led you?
Not
what was
in
the
there.
decision on Flavor Express taro?
Are you just gonna go through all the flavors till you
I'm just looking at random
determine
flavors
everything
that are
that's
actually
not in there?
I'm looking at flavors that are within my eyesight, and I'm just saying them
I see.
in the hopes that you'll give a secret away to the viewing audience.
There is no peppermint.
Big is.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying that Fresh and I are kind of low.
Oh, you guys have low volume?
Yeah.
Oh, you probably do. Here we go. Fixed. Okay. Fixed it.
Any better, Ashley?
Hell yeah. It's way better.
Adam Plarzik's wondering what led you to putting Saskatoon berry in there.
I don't even know what the hell that is.
I can't.
Saskatoon berry?
I cannot confirm nor deny that it has Saskatoon berry in it.
Hmm.
Is that a real thing?
Yes.
Saskatoon berry.
Wonder flavor Saskatoon berry. It's kind of a wild blueberry flavor. It's not bad. It's very overpowering though. Very overpowering. That's why the throwing it in a vanilla custard is such an odd choice. But
well,
what it's doing work.
I'll tell you, there quite possibly may be something on the horizon with berry and custard in it.
Ooh. Berry or Beary?
That's all you can see.
It's nondescript.
Actually, oh, that was the wrong bottle. It's the same, but it's darker.
So get over there and buy a T-shirt. Buy a T-shirt.
Oh, you guys, I didn't know Swag was going to be on, so I threw my Resistance shirt on. You can't get this over there.
No. That comes from somewhere else.
Yes.
Look what I wore tonight. I wore a Fresh 03 shirt.
I appreciate that, Gizzard Stew.
You can get that over there at Swag.
Man, I was rocking the SPORKLyFE shirt hard this week. I think I wore my black and my purple one this week. Yeah. On shows.
I got a lot of compliments at the fair yesterday on my vintage Black Sabbath T-shirt.
I know Vinyl and Vapor said best T-shirt at the fair. No extra conversation needed.
I got a lot of high fives at the fair. They're like, "Nice shirt, dude."
Were they hipsters?
You're like, "Thanks, brah."
They were kids that were born in like 1990, stuff like that. The shirt was made like 20 years before they were born. I love that shirt though.
It's a lovely shirt, Gizzards too.
It rocks.
What's up, Black Cat? What else we got going on, Gizzards too? Good show. Good show, everybody.
Yep, we are. I don't know. I kind of wanted to. I don't know. We can see if we want to field some questions, or if not, I have some.
Let's do some questions, Gizzards too.
Let's do some questions. Well, let's bring up the topic of the big promotion that we got going on as far as people holding up the signs. Mm-hmm. And I can't believe that's gone over. There's over like 2,500 people that have done that now.
I think it's over 3,000 today.
Yeah. So that's going pretty well, I would say. I was looking for a picture. That's not the picture. Oh well. Oh, there we go. This, that's not it either. That's the picture of the logo on the front of the T-shirt. Vaping saves lives, no buts about it. Anyway, this, you know, the sign that we're talking about, the sign that says I smoked for X number of years and I quit with some sort of flavored e-liquid. What do you guys think? I think that's a great thing that we got going.
I think so too.
Yes.
There it is.
I really like it's really taking off. There's a lot of people that are really engaging with it. you put faces with names instead of just a big list. You get a cornucopia of different flavors, you know, because everybody has their own specific flavors. So it's really nice to see that whole face with a name kind of thing.
Definitely. Everybody I know has done it already.
If you haven't done it and you need help, you can get in contact with myself or Nick Devine on Instagram. I haven't had anybody take me up on it yet. Oh, there's one message that I haven't looked at. Nope.
Vape Ross Vape, didn't you quit with roast beef flavor?
I think he did, yeah.
That was surprising to me. I don't know if that would have helped. I don't know if that would have helped me. Definitely an adult flavor though, roast beef. Got to give him props on that. Yeah, Jen Burger Coleman is doing a great job with this. I'm sure at this point she's got her work cut out for her. She's got to collate all that stuff. So,
I think she's been forwarding them along as they come through. I believe they're all going to Dick Durbin.
That's awesome. Yes, they should all be going to these two wonderful people, Dick Durbin from Illinois and Lisa Murkowski from Alaska.
Trader.
The Crafty Little Bastards flavor band people. Hopefully they'll get 3,000 pictures in their email. Be nice if they could send them all separately to them. Overload their email server with images.
Yasmin, yes, it's fine if you DM me. If you need the help for the, or you can just DM me. I don't care. Very hot. Only vapes bone marrow. She wanted us to know that Gizzard stew. Like cracking a bone open and shaking the contents into an atomizer.
I quit smoking with tripe flavor. I don't know why I thought of that.
I don't know either.
I don't know. It's even worse than roast beef.
What was the last count? What did you say? I saw Jim Burger Coleman post something. It was up to like, how many was it up to? Did we already say that?
2,500 or so.
No, it's up over 3,200 today. The hashtag adults like flavor. It's up over 3,200 today.
Nice. Oh yeah, her Instagram post it was 2946.
That's awesome. Sure is. It is awesome. So the title of the show tonight was Pyramid Power. And I was kind of thinking that this thing is turning into a pyramid because we told 2 people and they told 2 people and they told 8 people and those 8 people told 16 people and on and on and on, and it's building and building, and hopefully we'll end up with over 10,000. That'd be awesome if we could get that kind of a turnout on that. I would think. What are your thoughts?
Disgusting, Yasmin.
What are your thoughts on pyramid power?
I mean, there's something to be said for it. If in a successful pyramid scheme, it actually works. Unfortunately, there's very few pyramid schemes that are successful. This one has good intentions behind it, rather than just a few people down at or a few people up at the top of the pyramid making money. So there's no money to be made. This is just us being awesome, the vape community being awesome again.
So, and what about the actual pyramids?
The actual pyramids? Aliens.
Aliens, yeah. You think that they're 10,000 years old, not 5,000 years old?
I think that is where the Earth came from, Gizzard stew.
Well, the Earth is billions of years old, right?
Billions upon billions.
Right. So
Actually, isn't it like 1.35 billion or 1.65
something
billion?
like that.
Something like that.
Anyway, if anybody ever watches, what is it, Ancient Aliens, it's interesting to think about that they can't really carbon date any of those stones from the Great Pyramid. So those pyramids may actually have not been built by slaves 4,500 years ago. It's very possible that they were built way before that.
Placed there, if you will.
With some kind of alien technology where they didn't have to use ramps. And that's how they could move 10-ton stones around. Vaping Swag, he believes it, don't you? Or do you think that it was built 4,500 years ago as...
The only thing that I will say is Neil deGrasse Tyson is a very, very smart dude.
Mm-hmm.
And if you listen to what he says, it's a little easier to dissect things as far as the Egyptian periods.
So give us his opinion then. He doesn't think that they were built previous to 5,000 years ago? He doesn't buy into that? He buys into
the fact that there were some pretty smart fellas back then with a whole big labor force, and the people that think that aliens beamed the pyramids together are kind of on the same plane as the flat earthers ish. Actually, he just did a podcast with Joe Rogan, and that topic came up. So I was just kind of snickering about it.
We'll agree to disagree, Mr. Tyson. Aliens. It's the only possible explanation.
So has Neil deGrasse Tyson ruled out wormholes?
You know, he spoke about it. He's not necessarily a theoretical physicist. He's an astrologer basically. Mm-hmm. But it branches. He branches off into some other things. Wormholes are basically theoretical physics. Even though they occur in space, it's still part of theoretical physics. So.
Well, if I've learned anything in my life, if you think you've got it all figured out, you probably don't.
Correct. Now, I'm going to put this forth too. Understand that I'm not one of the conceited people that think we're the only intelligent life that exists. Mm-hmm. I just think that the people that would be intelligent enough to get here would see us and be like, hell no, we're going elsewhere. So I don't think that people have been necessarily abducted by aliens, but I'm very sure that when you look out at the sky and see all the stars, that there is some form of intelligent life other than ourselves out there. So I'll put that there.
What about the theory that because the Earth is so old, that ancient people may have developed highly, their civilizations may have developed to the point where they may have had technologies like this, and maybe they left. I mean, because that's what I always think is like 5,000 years is like a blip on the 1.5 billion years that the Earth's been here. So I think it's very possible that, humans have come up and...
I think that if there was significant technology for a society or whatever you want to call it, developed technology to leave the Earth, I think that there would have been a significant imprint that we would be able to see. We have figured out that dinosaurs basically died and made oil. Mm-hmm. And obviously there's a much grander scheme than that, but I mean, we have seen, you know, a footprint of what happened in the Earth, and we're at a technological state where we can pretty much backtrack and look and see, you know, carbon dating, you know, a multitude of things. So as far as a society being advanced enough to leave Earth, I really don't think that's a feasible type of thing.
So if
However,
somebody might have just come here from another place.
I do not discount that at all. That could be a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, if you look at the religious things, you know, religion is often based on, you know, practical things that happen. You know, as far back as, you know, people stating that Adam and Eve were the first two people on the earth or whatever. You know, I mean, there's a lot of things that could have happened that we don't necessarily know. That could have been one of them. As I said, I really don't think we're the only intelligent life.
Well, I'm not saying that I believe, like, oh, that sounds right, I'm going to believe that. I'm saying that I think it's fun to ponder.
Oh, by all means, yeah.
I think it's fun to think about all these things and to, you know, because it's not like it's completely out of the realm of possibility, especially with some of the weird stuff that they find around the world that's just pretty much unexplainable. You know, like especially the building techniques where they have 10-ton rocks that you can't even slip a credit card between the seams, and they didn't use mortar. I mean, that's something that they couldn't even do today with mega machines. They would have difficulty lifting some of these objects.
But look at the skyscrapers that we built.
Yeah, you know? Yeah, but they're not made of, you know, 100-ton blocks. They're made of steel, which actually steel will rot away, and in 500 years, those buildings could rot away, and you would have there'd be no sign of them.
Well, they do extensive reclamation work on the pyramids and the Sphinx, and they're still, I mean, so that has a huge longevity issue.
Well, so, they were megalithic structures, though. You know,
correct. I mean, but they've had help being made.
Well, they've had help. They've had help from Mother Nature as well, because, you know, if they were made 25,000 years ago and not 5,000 years ago, you know, the Nile Valley it probably did look completely different. It could have been a garden at that point. And then because of climate changes and everything else, it's turned into a desert. And over 10,000 years, the shit got buried in sand. So then when it's buried, it's being preserved. And they're digging most of that stuff out of the sand.
Right.
So, you know, I think that if people came back here in 5,000 years, a lot of the skyscrapers, there might not be even any steel left from them. You know, it's possible.
Yeah. The steel would probably still be around.
It rots away, though. You know.
To a point.
Look at a 100-year-old car that's left out in the field.
Well,
it rusts to the point where there's nothing left of it except maybe an engine block. Because
that's significantly different than the steel that we have now.
Yeah.
They were just breaking into alloys back then. So, I mean, stainless steel will last a very, 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 very long time. So,
anyway, just trying to play devil's advocate.
Oh, I understand.
I lost it. Hang on. Ooh.
There you go, Chevy man. Check your DMs on Instagram.
We went away for a second.
Did we?
Yeah. I bumped something.
Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
Okay.
I don't think
Rin wants to know if it's possible to visit other dimensions.
Another good question.
Is
I
it
think
possible? Certainly.
it's possible, and if it's probable, and if it's possible, it's already happened. Because if you can travel to one dimension, you can travel to all dimensions, and if you can travel to all dimensions, that means you're passing through the space-time continuum. And if you do that, then you can also travel time. So it's not linear, it's 3D.
If you could go to other dimensions, that would be
Fucking magnificent.
in my opinion. What are you doing, Fresh? Are you distracted?
No, I am making signs for people, Gizzards, too.
Oh,
I'm
you're
making
making
their Instagram posts. I'm doing the Lord's work.
We'll do that on your own time. We're having a show here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I thought that might be a fun topic. It's good to get. It's not that I believe in all that stuff, but I do like to think about all that stuff.
Although you're more inclined to
Yeah.
think more than the average person on that stuff.
Yeah, well, it's because I have an open mind.
Yes.
That's right. I think it's fun to think about that stuff. And I don't necessarily think that the way that people think, just because they say it's normal, is necessarily doesn't make it so. In the words of
Correct.
in the words of Captain Picard.
Make it so number one. Is anybody but me excited that he's coming back for a new Star Trek show?
What?
Jean-Luc
Yeah,
Picard.
they're doing a 25 years later with Picard. So they're doing the first series that takes place in the future of the Star Trek universe in like 25 years.
I didn't hear
That's
about that.
awesome.
Yeah, he's coming back. It's gonna be the new Picard show. So he'll probably be like wandering around as Admiral Picard.
Let's hope it was better than the CBS reboot that was the atrocity that it was.
Discovery.
I was not a big fan of that.
I liked Discovery. It took like 5 episodes to get going, but once it got going, it finally.
I watched 2 and I was like, oh, this is painful.
I have a question.
The first couple episodes were not.
I have a question
Yes,
about that. So, think about this: if he's coming back, if you had a spacewalker, would you have tennis balls on the feet of it, or?
Oh. Why, Gizzard Stew? Why?
Just things make me. I don't know. I think of weird things like that. It's hard to imagine. What 25 years later?
Man, how old is he? He's got to be like close to 80 now, right?
He's in his 70s somewhere. I'm not real sure.
No, they probably wouldn't use tennis balls in the future. It'd be anti-gravity or something. So it wouldn't need to slide along the floor. It would just hover.
Well, I'm hoping that he's like the admiral at Starfleet Academy.
Right.
I thought that would be pretty sweet. Like Admiral Picard, it'd be like the Starfleet Academy show that they've always wanted, but he's like the Dumbledore.
Mm.
He's 78 years old.
Oh, he's almost 80? Yeah, God.
All right. I take back the Walker comment. That wasn't really that nice.
Oh, Ren, you didn't watch Enterprise? That was the best.
Enterprise had a couple of really, really good seasons, and then that last atrocity.
Yeah. I do agree with that. That was well, are we gonna make it another season, or what are we gonna do here?
And all the people that stuck with that show.
Well,
and,
I was also a big fan of Quantum Leap. That was like,
okay, Bacula.
yeah, my favorite show ever. So
I love that show too. I will not disagree with you on how good that show was. It was amazing.
But that goes right along with my I'm a big Gizzard Stu knows this. My nickname in high school was Steiny. I got it shortened from Einstein. simply because I was a smartass, basically. So, but I'm also a big fan of Einstein and of relativity, and you know, being able to possibly travel through time. That's always been a big thing of mine. So that was obviously right up my alley. So
I like the first 3 seasons of Star Trek the best. The original. Those were they just don't compare. That was at a time when that stuff was groundbreaking.
yeah.
You know.
Have you seen the? Oh, let's see. There was a redo. Somebody bought all of the old set, and they did. There was initial. God, I can't remember. There was an initial one that kind of took off from where the initial series left off, and then there was one. Was that the one with Grant Imahara in it? I know Grant Imahara was.
Oh, the fan one, where he played like the admiral.
I think he played Sulu, didn't he?
Imahara?
Yeah, Grant Imahara from
I thought
Jamie and Adam.
I thought they actually had Takai come back and play it.
He was in it. Like they had Uhura in it. They had like some of the old.
Everybody but Shatner and Nimoy.
I believe Nimoy was in it. I don't think Shatner was in it because there was some contention with it. It's Star Trek Continues. That's what it was called.
Really?
Yeah. And he did play Sulu.
And how many episodes did they have of that?
There was one season, but it stretched over like 5 years. They only did like a couple episodes per year.
Oh, wow.
But there was Kirk in it, Spock, Scotty, Sulu, Uhura, but they were all played by Grant Imahara was about the only person that was really unknown, but they had like cameos basically.
And they were using the old set?
Yeah, someone had bought the old set, and they used all of the old like sound effects. So like, the tricorder, when they used the tricorder, it was the same sound effect. They
had tribbles raining down from the ceiling.
I don't think I can't remember if they did a tribble episode or not.
They couldn't have because by that point the tribbles had been wiped out by the Klingons.
Yeah. This is true because they did do the time frame correctly as far as I know. If there was anything that happened in the previous episodes, they went with that timeline. But it's actually really amazing. It's really strange to see Grant Imahara acting instead of trying to make menacing robots that destroy things.
Yeah, a tricorder would be a good thing to have.
I used to have one that we made one in our high school metal shop class.
A tricorder?
Yeah.
Was it functional?
As functional as it could have been in like 1985,
oh,
but
okay.
I mean, my metal shop days were a long, long time ago.
So it could do like your blood pressure.
It made noises and it kind of lit up, and then even lighting up was difficult because there weren't really the LEDs weren't. I mean, if you had a PCB, you would pay a significant amount of money for it. So,
what do you keep banging over there? It's driving me nuts.
Me?
Yeah, you're banging your microphone stand and it goes sproing.
I keep pushing down on my headphones because there's a short in it.
Okay.
So, sorry.
If you have your mic on a spring, we keep hearing the spring every time you touch it.
Oh.
Boy, oing, 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 oing. Yeah, that.
Okay.
Clutch always wanted to be a Borg. Resistance is futile.
Try and refrain from hitting that, please. Thank you.
Not a problem.
So, I do know that Fresh is gonna try and find cows when he goes to Scotland.
Yes, lots of cows.
Scottish cows, right?
Yep.
When are you leaving? September 1st?
September 2nd.
September 2nd. Man, that's coming up quick. That'll be here before you know it.
Yeah, I've got 3 shows of my own left.
All right.
4 shows of my own, because I've got tonight, tomorrow, Monday. No, so I've got 5 shows left, because I'll do next Friday we have a very special episode next Friday. Very special episode.
So we were talking about that adults love flavors.
Yes, that's what I've been doing. I've been helping adults that like flavors express their love via Instagram.
I took a really good picture at the fair yesterday that was for adults love flavors. There it is. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, I'm glad to see that this is going pretty well as far as the response we've got from people participating in this thing.
So, Yasmin, I got your DM. I'm doing so. This will be 3 that I have done on this show alone.
Wow, they're taking you up on it. Maybe that's what I'll do on your show. Is I'll sit there and I'll do
Photoshop some people's stuff.
Photoshop some stuff for people. Yep.
I'm currently waiting for ink for my damn printer, so once I get mine printed out.
Yeah, I actually photoshopped mine because I didn't have my printer running as well.
Oh, maybe I'll just Photoshop mine then.
Yeah, well, you can. I just made it look like I was holding it, so I thought it turned out okay.
It did, actually. If you would have not told me that you Photoshopped it, then I would have believed you.
You can tell it's Photoshopped because the sign would have only been like 3x5.
Well, I mean, it got the point across. That's what really matters.
However you want to do it, people just do it. And if you need help with it, we'd be happy to help you with it. We got to get those in.
Good luck, Mr. Vaporous Vape, next Friday.
What's he doing next Friday?
He's getting
a new hip.
Yeah.
Well, that's right. He'll be good as new in no time.
It's going to be made of unobtainium.
Oh man, the poor. What are those things called on the planet? Where we mine our unobtainium from?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure what they're called.
It's actually pretty bad, Yasmin. Printing is a big thing for me in my profession, and I'm sitting here waiting for ink.
That's what the sad, sorry thing about printers is.
I think what I'm going to do is get like an eco tank on my next printer. They've come down substantially in price. Like previously, the way that they make money is they sell you these, you pay $50 a shot every time you fill up your ink, so you get a printer for like $40, but then it's the ink that is the ripoff. So eco tanks, like the solid, the tanks on the side that you just fill up with ink from a bottle. Those were like $12, $13, $2,000 for some of them.
Right.
They've come down. You can get a printer for about an EcoTank printer for about $300-400 now. If you really think about it, the amount that you save on ink, because one tank, one of the tanks on the side of one of those can do like the equivalent of 50 cartridges.
Right.
So think of the price of 50 cartridges at $20 a pop. That's a substantial amount of money.
I always just buy the black and white printer. I found out that I got sick of paying for ink, so I use a laser printer. I think it's a Brother. But then you know, if I have to go do something like a photographer, then I'll just take it. I'll outsource it on the rare occasion that I actually need to use colored ink. Because most of the time, I'm just printing out, you know, crap for records.
Right.
For my records or whatever. I don't need any colored ink. That was something irritating about them is, you know, you'd use the black up and then the machines would default to where you had to replace all the cartridges.
Right.
Depending, you know, they run all kinds of scam on people. They have them, even if you're printing mainly black, part of your colored ink is leaving.
Right.
As well.
Well, that just goes to the whole, we're going to scam you out of money for the cartridges thing.
Correct. We'll give you a free printer.
There's actually a class action lawsuit going against HP because they were the first purveyor of printers that leached the different colors in.
Right.
And that could be pretty substantial. If that goes through, then there's going to be a huge change in the printing industry.
So in about a half an hour, we have Fresh's show that'll be coming up. I want everybody to make sure they go over to watch Fresh tonight. And I will reiterate that we are running a special at Vaping Swag for the Gizzard Brew. And that is that if you buy a t-shirt over there, let me see if I can find it again here. T-shirts, there it is. If you buy a t-shirt over at Vaping Swag, you will get a free 60 ml of Gizzard Brew. And if you decide that you don't want to try the Gizzard Brew, you can sub out whatever you want. You just need to leave it in your comment.
You can also use Pink Pussy as well. You're 10% off.
You can put that on top of the discount?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So you heard it here from the source. So anybody that would like to own one of these beautiful t-shirts, get over there and get one. That being said, I think that we'll cut this show off. Maybe we should vape our way out of here. What do you think?
Come on.
everybody get over there and watch Fresh 03. Thanks for coming, Swag. Thanks for coming, Fresh.
Thank you.
Get off your butts and vape. Bye.
Get off your butts and vape. 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 Get off your butts and vape.